Alright, so this is my review of Variable Action Heroes Nami, and this is her time skip variant. And I got her from Hobby Link Japan for about 60 bucks, and as of me making this video, she's still in stock. So, let's get right into the review. Just starting with her overall look. And Variable Action Heroes always very solid with the One Piece figures, so she looks great. Very sharp, so very nice saturation on the hair. Eyes look great. The tattoo, very crisp. And just in general, color separation, no bleeding, no cheap kind of like sloppiness. Her log pose here looks really nicely done. That little crystal on it looks especially nice. Details on her pants, everything. Very sharp, nice metallic colors. No bleeding on the more intricate details. That's very nice to see. And great shading throughout, like on her jeans. Like you can see like the color variation. It's not like just like a flat blue. That really does stand out. So those little details, very nice. And yeah, her shoes, everything, yeah, looks nice. Everything looks pretty clean here. And it's an anime figure. One Piece characters aren't especially detailed. That being said, I think she looks absolutely phenomenal. So, and like even like her earrings, you could see it very clearly here. So that's nice to see. Now she is a reissue. So very glad that they did reissue her because secondhand prices on her are insane. Anyway, so let's just get a kind of look at her overall height. And getting her to stand isn't too tricky at all, which is good. But let's just get her standing kind of neutral first. All right, and let's see how tall she is. Okay, so definitely not a 1/12 scale figure. And anyone familiar with Variable Action Hero already knows that. But let's see how tall she is. Get the ruler. And about eye level, she stands at about just a touch under 7 inches. Yeah, so just a touch under 7 inches, which is what you'd expect from Variable Action Heroes. Now in terms of a weight, let's just get a quick measurement on her. And I'll just lay her flat like this, just to make it easier. Around 2.12 ounces. So yeah, she feels pretty good in the hand. No complaints there at all. Yeah, so in terms of just overall look, I'd say 5 out of 5. Can't really complain about anything at all. And let's go straight into her articulation. So now, Variable Action Heroes, just so you know, they do use kind of like a strange setup on their head, and not the best, in my opinion. And because of the way the head is set up, you do get kind of limited articulation. But I'll just show you what's kind of going on underneath there. And be careful too, because I haven't had an issue with them in terms of like breakage or anything like that, but just know what's going on under your figure. So if you do get a Variable Action Hero, they have this kind of weird setup here, like this peg slotting into the head. There's a ball swivel down there. And just disclosure, I did oil this figure a bit. And I tend to just oil all my figures now. But so you do get a ball swivel in there. So you do get a rotation. I did have to oil this before I was able to get that to move. And that swivel does work. I'm not a big fan of the swivels. Just use a double ball peg. That works much, much better. So that's what's going on with the head. Arms are just on a ball swivel. So they do work exceptionally well. You could go pretty much as high as you want with those. Typical kind of Variable Action Hero setup. Very nice bend on the elbow with that ball swivel. So works phenomenally. And again, all just ball swivels here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of ball swivels, but Variable Action Heroes tends to be pretty smooth. Like, haven't had too much issues with them in the past. You do get a ball joint in the upper diaphragm. I did have to oil this. I strongly suggest you oil all your figures if they're putting up resistance. And you do get a very nice kind of organic movement out of that. So that's really nice to see. Be careful with this little kind of string piece in the back. It feels like it could snap. not terrible though. Like it has some give to it, so nice to see that. Okay, and you do get a little rotation in the lower diaphragm, but mine, and I think it's just like a design slight flaw, is it does tend to pop out, so you don't get too much movement out of that. Otherwise, it will just kind of fly out. You do get ball joints, just standard ball joints for the two legs, and you do get a thigh swivel, and she does kick out like that much, so you get that. Little inhibited because of that kind of diaper piece. Bit of a shame. Not a huge deal for me because Nami's not typically the most, well, I guess she is. Yeah, I guess later in the series she does put in a little bit more fighting in, but nice bend on the knee, could be better, but no real complaints. And swivel on the ankle. I usually hate heels, but variable action hero joints are generally smooth, so, and actually let me just put her face back on. Very easy to swap her faces out too, so that's good. Yeah, and in terms of articulation, I'd give her a 4.3. Just some issues here and there, like my lower diaphragm piece here tends to pop out. It's a bit annoying. A little archaic, the articulation, but honestly, it works. And I think variable action heroes, I guess they're not going to be as articulated as figure arts, but, you know, figure arts is one piece line for the most part has been honestly pretty garbage. And if you've owned the Luffy or Zoro, then you know what I'm talking about. They've made some very awkward decisions, but in my opinion, variable action heroes, you get so much more for your money. Like she's $60, but we'll talk more about that coming up. So articulation 4.3, very solid score, I'd say. Just like the archaic articulation. I guess archaic isn't the word. Just it's a bit dated, but that and the fact that the joint here just keeps popping out, not a huge deal for me, but 4.3 I'd say is fair. Okay, so in terms of accessories, let's get right into it. So let me just get her standing here. And healed character is always a bit tricky to get them to cooperate. Okay, so they're just standing there. Let's take a look at her accessories. So she does come with this kind of iconic climate baton. That looks very nice, metallic blue throughout. Looks absolutely gorgeous, actually. Very nicely done. So that looks incredible. And you do get a very nice effect piece. And you could use this with other figures too. I like mixing accessories around. So that looks exceptional. You know, you could just kind of use your imagination, just weave that around the stick or whatever. You could do whatever you want with that. So you get that lightning effect. And you do get some wind accessories too. So, and you could just weave those right through the stick. So you could really get crazy with these. They look phenomenal. The accessories themselves just look great. Like that actually looks like wind. So that's cool to see. And I will kind of show the hands as just a separate screenshot because going through the hands is going to take forever. But just showing the more interesting accessories. So you do get this kind of spark here. That looks great. And again, you could just peg these onto the stick. There's like a slotting point for all of those. Okay, and let's just go through our face plates. So you get kind of like this yelling face here. Just get the camera to focus. Very crisp, so that looks great. Get that. You do get kind of like a smirking face here. And this is more or less the same as the face that you saw in the beginning of this video, just looking straight ahead instead of off to the side. So that looks good. And you do get this kind of winking face, and I think they did that exceptionally well. I think that really captures her character probably the best. So that looks great. That's probably my favorite of the bunch. Okay. Let's see. And again, I'll just kind of talk through the hands, and I'll just put a screenshot up. So in terms of the hands, yeah, you do get kind of like these, like the okay hand gesture. You get a pointing hand. You get 2 open hands, 2 slightly less open hands, and you get weapon holding hands also. And you get the closed hands that she has on her. Yeah, so you get all that. So very nice set of hands, honestly. You get good variety there. And yeah, so I'd say for accessories, she gets 5 out of 5 easily. No real complaints. Good set of accessories there for sure. Okay, so talking about her price, easy 5 out of 5. So I'll just come out and say it. She's $60 on Hobby Link Japan. Not including shipping, you know, because shipping is its own thing. She's still in stock with as of me kind of making this video. If you like One Piece, if you like variable action heroes, don't sleep on these, because trust me, the secondhand prices are absolutely insane on these. So before this reissue, she generally goes for above like 120, and that's on the low side. So trust me when I say, if you have any interest in this figure, just get it ASAP, because you're going to regret it if you don't. It looks like they're reissuing the whole One Piece line, because I'm going to have a Shanks review out. He's actually coming over pretty quickly, so I'm going to have a review out of him also. And I pray they re-release Whitebeard, because that's very high on my list of figures that I want. So really hoping they do, and I think they will. So price is easy, 5 out of 5. These are highly sought after figures, and for good reason. I've had very little issues with variable action heroes, aside from maybe some slight looseness. Never overly tightened joints, which is good. So that brings her overall score to 4.72, definitely on the higher side from all my reviews, and I think well deserved. It's a relatively simple figure, but she has so much going for her. So easy 4.72. Excellent figure. And just since I have her out here, I'll just show you what she looks like next to Robin. Also an exceptional figure. And just, I can't get over the details. Like, these figures are great. Definitely a line I'm going to complete. They look great next to each other. Very vibrant characters, and glad I own them. So if you've been seeking this Robin figure, because she's definitely up there in price, have some hope, because I think they're going to reissue all the One Piece characters. Hobby Link Japan, very good site. I've been ordering a lot of my Japanese figures from them. No complaints whatsoever. They send them over safely, well packed. Yeah, so that's about it for my review. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to comment, message me, whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take care.